Hey guys, today we'll talk about sending HTTP requests from Postman scripts. So let's get started.
Hi there, this is Valentine and welcome to another tutorial on Postman, the RESTful API testing tool. If you're new to this channel and you want to learn more about Postman, continuous integration, testing and much more, make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified every time I upload a new video. Now let's get started with this one. In this video I wanted to show you how you can send HTTP requests from within scripts in Postman, so either from pre-request scripts or from tests. And for that I prepared here a very simple scenario, and in this case I'm trying to create a new user, and for that I'm using the post method and using http-bin.org just to simulate a post endpoint, and I'm sending the username, and in order to create a user I need to submit a unique ID. And this unique ID is not generated by this request, but this information is retrieved from somewhere else. And for that purpose I have this other request to get an unique ID, and this is another endpoint from http-bin, and every time I call this endpoint a new unique ID will be generated. And you can see that with every submission of the request the ID will be separate. So what I'm doing in this case is submitting this request, and then in the test tab I'm simply parsing the response body and setting a global variable with this information, and you can see here that the global variable has been properly set. And then in the second request I'm using it inside the request body in order to send that information, and right here below you will notice that the ID has been submitted. So this is the way on how you can usually communicate between requests in Postman. Now the thing with this request, with the first request, is that this is just something that is needed for a second request, and actually I'm not interested in writing any tests for this request. It's just like an utility that makes the other request work as it should work. And I wanted to show you in this video another way on how you can do it without actually creating a request in Postman, but by actually using normal scripts. So for that reason, let's go back to the request that we're actually trying to get to work. And of course it's working right now, but let's see how we can improve it. And for that I'll go to the pre-request script, and I have here the possibility of opening this panel in case it's not open anywhere with a lot of snippets. And one of the snippets that you will find here is this send-request snippet. And what this does is, in this case, because I'm a pre-request script, before the actual request will be submitted, this code here will be executed. And what's inside this code is also this request, which sends in the background a request to this endpoint. Of course, I'm not interested in this specific endpoint, so let me grab the address that I'm looking for. And let's clear this global variable. Make sure that our test fails now. And now when I submit the request again, you will notice that this variable UID hasn't been resolved by Postman because it doesn't exist now anymore. And if we look at the console, which you can open right from here below, Postman console, you will see here that this request, the post request that we wanted to send, has been sent. But also, before that request was executed, this other request with the UUID has been sent as well. This is the output from the console. So in the pre-request script, now we have access to this ID that we were looking for. So what's happening here more exactly? Well, Postman offers this send-request method where we can specify an address, and then we have a callback function which will be called as soon as a response is available. And you will see here that this function has two parameters. One is the error object, which that's error, and the second one is the response. And in the response you will see that we have access to the response, and if you call the JSON method on the response you will get the contents of the response. And that is particularly great because next what we're going to do is to set a global variable, and I'm going to use a snippet for that as well. Copying it here. So let's say we are getting the response data. So we're parsing the response body and then setting a variable UUID, and that will have the value of data dot UUID. So let's save and try it again. And now you'll see that the UUID that we have sent from the pre-request script has been executed here. So this is another way on how you can do it. And what's important to notice about this way of doing things is that, of course, you can have different kind of requests. So you're not limited to using just one request. For example, if you need to fetch information from 2 places, you can have as many send requests here as well. And what's important about this is that the code that is running here runs asynchronously, which means that, let's put here console.log just to exemplify this. Your response is here. And this is the rest of the script. And you might be thinking that this code is executed once it's being seen by Postman, and that you will first see responses here and then the rest of the script. And let's see if it's working that way. So I'll submit the request again. And you'll actually see the rest of the script and then responses here. And this is happening because this code that's running here only is executed as soon as the response is back from the server. So what JavaScript is basically doing is using this callback method, which, as the name suggests, will be called as soon as something is there. So in this case, the response, and the code will be executed later. So the request is being sent by Postman, and then it sort of awaits and then goes with execution with the next code. And the next code is the one here. And only later, when the response is back, the rest of the code here will be executed. I hope this is not too confusing, but this is the asynchronous part of JavaScript. Now, in this case, we had a very simple example. It was just a GET request. We didn't have any parameters or anything. But I wanted to show you a bit more complex on how you can do it. And let's imagine for a second that you need to submit a post request, or you need to submit some headers on some other information here. And you're probably wondering, well, how can I submit all these nice things that Postman offers me? And for that, we're gonna go back to Postman and especially to this request. And now let's imagine that we want to add some extra stuff. And let's say one of the more complicated things is maybe adding headers. So let's add a header foo with a value bar. And apart from it, it should be pretty much the same, but you can use this idea to create even more complex requests. But you build your request first with Postman just as you need it and test that it's working as you expect it to work. And then right here, hidden below the save button, is this code button, which you then can click, and this additional window will open up. And from the drop-down menu, make sure you go to Node.js and then select request. And there will be this piece of code here that will be generated. So all you have to do next is click copy to clipboard and close it. And now we're going to go back to our original request. And right before this, I'm going to do the following. The first part isn't required for us, so I'm going to remove that. What is actually important in this case is this options variable that has been generated here. And we can actually use here a constant. And this options is important because it contains all the information regarding the request. And this is something that has been taken from the request in Postman and has been transposed in this coded script version. So now you have here the method, you have the address, which you already previously had. But additionally, if you look, you will see here that this header foo is available as well here and has been added. And if you create a post request or something like that, something more complicated, all this information will be available here, all in this options variable. Now the next block, I don't need it as well. So I'm just gonna remove it in this case. And I'm gonna take this options variable, and what I'm gonna do is replace this string here with this object. So now instead of having the address here, Postman will know to look it inside the options object that we provided, but the functionality will be exactly the same. Now there's still one more thing we need to adapt, and instead of headers, I'm gonna just delete this S and say header here. And let's add some quotes here. I don't know why this generated remove them. Now it looks much better. So we have this options object, we're setting the method, and we're setting the address, the URL. We're setting here header object. Just gonna make the formattation a bit easier so that you can better see it. Actually, this postman token is something that we don't need. This is where the first object ends, where the options object ends. So now we have everything nice and clear here, and this is the way how you can generate it. Now let's make sure that it actually works the way we expect it to work. I'm gonna submit the object. I'm gonna submit the request again. And now let's have a look here. And indeed, you'll see here that foo bar has been added to the request headers. That the request has been sent, and that eventually everything worked out fine. So again, let's quickly recap everything. In order to create a request from inside the scripts, for whatever reason, you need to do that. And I showed here a very simple example, but you might need it for other purposes. You just go to the snippets and create here send-request. This is the most easiest way on how you can create it. And this will be a get request. There will be no parameters, no headers, no nothing. This is the simplest way on how you can get started. Now I recommend you to first try it out for a test endpoint or something like that to see that it works. And then when things get a bit more advanced, simply create a request in Postman as I have showed here. Set any headers, any body, any request method, anything that you need. Then go to code, select Node.js request, and then you will have to slightly adapt the request so that it matches what you need. But 90% of it is already in options, and you can use that as a basis. This will save you a lot of time and effort. I hope you find this tutorial helpful, and if so, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you have any other questions or anything else you would like to learn about Postman, feel free to write me a comment in the section below. I will be more than happy to hear what you have to say. How exactly are you using this feature, for example, and anything else would be more than appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.